All right, my friend. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Let me go grab my other glasses. Just hold on. I don't like these glasses. Let's start our little video here. We're going to do a little bike ride down to El Centro on the Colonial side, and then we're going to head over to the port side and check out the Halloween festivities. So as I ramble on, we'll watch a little video clip. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any comments or questions about the video, what's going on, where we're at, drop it in the comments and I'll be sure to reply back as quick as possible. Hold on tight. I have added a little bit of music at the very beginning here. So one song, but it's pretty quiet. So hopefully you can hear it okay. Let's start the video and I'll be right back. Hold on tight, my friend. Sit back and relax. Happy Sunday. Welcome. You're here with Two Gringos on the Gulf. My name is Darryle. My beautiful wife, Jennifer, is out there somewhere. I think she's doing laundry. She just come back from the pool. I was playing around here in my little office, making videos and setting up this live stream, making a thumbnail, waiting for this video to finish processing. So without any further ado, let's click the play button and carry on. I hope you enjoy this little bike ride as we ramble on and talk about the sights and the sounds and Halloween here in Puerto Morelos, Quintana Roo, Mexico. Vámonos. Okay, go get my glasses. 1 second. I don't like these glasses. All right. Welcome. So the first little clip was at the marina, just at the dock there. The boats were just getting ready for the procession, heading out pretty soon. So that was actually from Saturday. And this bike ride is right now from Friday, Halloween night. So the little drone clip there was from the day after. So we did go out both Friday and Saturday to enjoy the festivities, and we're going to go out again tonight and celebrate Day of the Dead. So here we're just dropping off the garbage right now, my friend. So this is where the garbage goes, not too far away from our casa. And there was a young fella, he had pulled up, well, younger than me anyway, him and his wife. And it's very common for people to put their garbage on the hood of the car, and then they'll drive to the garbage bins there inside that building and then throw the garbage out. But everyone seems to put it on the hood of their car. So that was a little bit weird, but I guess better than putting it in the car or in the trunk, I guess, in case it leaks or something. But anyway, so as I was coming out, he was turning around and just about to park, and I ran up and went, whoa, and I grabbed the garbage off his hood for him and threw it in the garbage can for him. His wife leaned out the window and said, muchas gracias. And they were very, very thankful that I helped them out and did that for them. So I did my good deed for the day that day. I was just coming out of the garbage bin there, so I'm like, well, I'll grab their garbage for them, help them out a little bit. I was full of energy, so all ready to ride. Had my trusty gloves on for biking. So here we are on our way into town from our casa. And as you can see, we're just going by another gated community just off to the left there. We're at the very edge of town. It's a little bit of a bumpy ride, and because it's the sun is just setting, it's not as stable as it looks a little choppy. If it was bright and sunny, you wouldn't even notice that. But because of the lighting, you can see it's a little bit bouncy. But that's okay. You're getting a real effect here of our bike ride. Tope, lots of topes. Yeah, so this is us leaving our house here, and we're just coming into town now, so we're not that far. I mean, we are still considered in town, but we're at the edge of town. So now we are pretty much in full-blown town. So we thought we'd go check out the square on the colonial side, El Centro, downtown, however you want to call it. So you can say El Centro, you can say the square, or downtown. So that's where we're headed now on the colonial side, and we're just going to see what's going on down here. And there really wasn't that much, but we'll take a peek. It's not too far away. So this is the way we will go to the beach as well. We'll take this route. So it's pretty chill. There's not too much traffic. I mean, it's a small beach town, right? So, but once we get over to the beach road, it is pretty busy because it's a holiday and everyone's going to the beach. So it's actually quite busy, and it's backed up. And actually, Friday, it wasn't too bad, but when we went on Saturday, we took the car, and oh my God, it was backed up like right to the overpass. It was crazy how busy it was. Absolutely crazy. So today we were thankful that we were on the bike. Let me check this sound to make sure we have volume and make sure everything's good. Hold on. So this is a two-way street, and this goes right through town from one end to the other. And it's parallel from the highway that goes to Cancun. It can be a busy road too at times. Let's see here. Well, there we go. Well, we have commercials anyway. First thing that happens when you click on it is a commercial. Okay, let me turn my phone up. Oh yeah, we got volume for sure. Loud volume. All right, well that's the main thing. We have volume. Oh, let me turn that right down. Sorry about that, my friend. There's a really nice breakfast spot on this street that we like to go to. I can't think of the name of it right now, but we just drove past it. And our butcher is on this street as well. We're coming up to him right away. I believe it's this building right here to the right, or we might have passed it already. Yeah, I think we passed it already. So we're going to head into town on this main drag here. I do believe we do loop around to go in because it's a one-way street. I can't remember which route we've taken yesterday. There's a couple ways you can go. Sometimes we'll go to the highway and we'll loop around. And we've only gone this way, I think, once before. Now, I think there might have been a parade going on down there or something. I see the police had it blocked off, so I don't know what was going on down there. They might have had it blocked off for a parade that was coming up or something. think I done away with my music now. So that's it for that. Yeah, I just played one song because I just wanted to leave the song playing, but I did turn the volume right down. So here we are on our e-bikes, just to be clear. And these things do like 40 kilometers an hour, so they whip pretty good. This cab driver there, he was on a mission. He sped up to get in front of us and then slowed down and turned right in front of us as as I was driving. He had a ferry he had to get to. Instead of waiting for us to go by, he had to cut right in front of us and then turn. I am in the right lane. Like I said, it's a double lane, but there's vehicles parked all along here quite often. So a lot of times you'll see this when it's a double lane, and if they don't have signs that say no parking, then people will just park there. So all along this stretch here, it is 2 lane, but people park all along there. So there's businesses in there and whatnot. So all along there, wherever there's no businesses, it's not bad, but it'll be scattered. Like there'll be vehicles and then no vehicles, and you gotta kind of weave in and out of the parked cars there. Yeah, so we're gonna go past the square, and then it's a one-way going by the square. So we loop around, we go around the block, and then we come back up here, and you'll see we'll come right out at the square here. Looks like a pretty new plaza here. There's not a lot of businesses in there, and it looks very, very new. I would have to say that it probably just opened not too long ago. There is some streets here that are not marked, so they're just, one and one. You'll see that quite a bit actually in Mexico, where there is no stop sign, no yield sign. You'll come to an intersection and there's nothing there. These ones are, but there are a lot of streets around town here that aren't clearly marked whether you're supposed to stop or not. So obviously you just treat those like a four-way. When in doubt, just stop. I always slow right down as a habit anyway, going through intersections here in Mexico, unless I know the road really well and I know clearly that there is a stop sign for the other guy. But even then, I slow right down just to be on the safe side. So this is the main drag here. The vehicle's coming from the right, going in front of us here. They're going to the square, up past the square, and that's where we'll head now. And like I say, just as a precaution, I slow down at every intersection. 99.9% of the time, better to be safe than sorry. So you got a lot of shops, a lot of restaurants here on the Colonial side, right at the square. It's actually quite a small little square. It's not very big. It's very, very tiny. We're a small little town. It's not a very big square. Like the one in La Crucita was quite a bit bigger and nicer too, to be honest with you. Quite a bit nicer. This is a little bit more rustic. I mean, there's just people hanging out here. They do have a gazebo in the middle. But like I say, it's pretty rustic, pretty authentic, and it's very small, very small. They have a stage in the background. Just in front of us here, there's a stage with bleachers and that. So that's one thing that La Crucita didn't have bleachers or anything like that, but it was set up more like a park, the one in La Crucita. So, well, and the one in Chicos was really not much either, but it was mostly vendors and stuff. And then they had like a sporting court there, basketball or soccer or whatever you wanted to play there. So we're just deciding here what we're going to do. We're like, oh, it's pretty quiet here. So they have a few vendors here selling some wares and mostly jewelry. The lady on the end had some perfume. Not really a heck of a lot, 3 vendors. And then around the outside of this square, there's people selling stuff, but it was pretty quiet for Friday night on Halloween. So everybody was at the port side that you will see very soon when we zip down there. So I just was checking to see what the ladies had. Not that I was going to buy anything, but just having a look. Welcome, welcome, my friend. Thanks for hopping on. We're just doing a little bike ride here, rambling on what we're going, what we're seeing, where we're going, what we're seeing. So I go back to Jennifer here. I just killed the volume, so we weren't really saying a heck of a lot. And then we decided here that, well, let's go check out the port side and see what's going on over there for the Halloween festivities. So what they do here in a lot of places in Mexico, they don't go to door for Halloween to kids. They go to the businesses. So they're not going to door to door unless they're going to family members or whatnot, but you don't see that. I've never witnessed it anyway. What I have witnessed is the kids going to businesses, going to the mom and pop shops, and any business whatsoever, or they're all handing out candy. So that's what they do here. That's what we've noticed anyway. If you know any different, let me know. I'm sure they are going to families and friends' house as well and getting candy, but they're not just going to random strangers' houses looking for candy. It's all the businesses. And even in Merida, we have videos when we were out with little Jorgito and Jessica, and that's what they did. They would go downtown, and take little Jorgito to the businesses, and that's what they're doing here as well. So I didn't see any kids here trick or treating yet. There's a kid on the bike playing, but I didn't see anybody trick or treating right in town here. It wasn't until we got over to there's the Policia just to the right there. So yeah, I didn't see any kids trick or treating here. It wasn't until we got over to the port side where it was packed with kids and parents. Everybody was in costume. Most of even the parents were in costume out with the kids. So you'll see here in about 5 minutes, it gets pretty busy. So they close the street off down there on the port side where we're going from, I think, 4 o'clock on, I believe. And then you can just walk it, right? So we do walk the bikes through there, kind of walk our bike through there. So the bikes are okay. They still on no vehicles. So Jen walked hers because her bike is actually too big for her a little bit. She can't sit on the seat and touch the ground. So when she's going super slow, she's got to hop off the bike. Whereas I can sit on the bike and drag my feet and go super slow. So she got off and walked through there, and I rode my bike through there. So we're just coming up to the traffic circle here now. It's not too bad. Sometimes we go this way, and there's actually a little walking path that cuts underneath here, further down to the left, that we do take sometimes as well. Jen doesn't like going through here, but I brought her this way just for the video to show you the traffic circle. So if you go left here, you'll go out to the highway and head towards Cancun. And if we were to take a right before that intersection, right at the circle, we would go on the off ramp and head towards Playa del Carmen. So when you go straight through, you go to the beach. Now it is 4-lane here for this little stretch. And then right here, it goes to 2-lane. And it's because of the mangrove. There's mangroves all the way down this road. So this is the long stretch to go to the beach. Is probably, I don't know, maybe a couple miles roughly. So it's not too terribly far, but it's just single lane. And as you can see, it is backed up. Now this guy here, he's turning to go to the gas station, but it's backed up beyond this guy here. You can see now the traffic, how backed up it is. And it's just slow moving. So they're coming into town, and instead of going straight, they've got it blocked off. You can't go straight through. So they've got it blocked off like a T intersection. And you either got to turn right or turn left. And there's just such a large volume of traffic that everybody's going super, super slow. So, yeah, here it's not too terribly bad. And then it gets backed up again here for a long way. So we're very thankful that we were on the bike. So this is actually a bike lane here that we're on. So this is specifically for the bikes, but there's people walking on it as well. But it is a bike lane. I usually whip down here pretty good, but if I see people, on here walking or biking when we pass, I slow right down. But if there's nobody on here and it's wide open, I'll whip down here at 40 kilometers an hour all the way. It's a pretty good sidewalk. It's not bumpy at all. So it's pretty smooth sailing all the way down. And there is people that walk here as well, like all the way down. You'll see people walking, especially in the evening or early in the morning. So we're just coming into town now onto the port side. And like I said, you can see here, the police have this guy here, he give me a big wave. He was wearing one of those masks that light up. He was on another e-bike as well, but his was it was a Honeywell as well, but it was more like a moped style. It didn't have, maybe it did have pedals. I can't remember, but it was more like a moped style. So this is the way that we'll go into the port side, but usually we'll go straight through. But we wanted to avoid all the traffic and then head over to that busy street where all the restaurants and people are. So we kind of looped around this way instead by going through the gong show back behind us there. We thought we'd loop around. Now here I just stop and wait for Jennifer just to see where she's at. So I didn't wait too terribly long, but I did cut it out there for a few seconds, and then she got up to me. I had to turn back and holler at her because she'd come to the intersection. I could see her looking. I'm like, Jennifer, I'm over here. So, and now we'll head to the busy area. And then we'll loop around. So we'll go down this busy street where all the kids are and all the restaurants are and shops and whatnot. It's mostly restaurants on here. There is some souvenir type shops and whatnot and other businesses, but it's mostly restaurants that we'll be coming up to here pretty soon. So this is the port side of Puerto Morelos now. We left the colonial side. Now we're on the port side. And you can see we got restaurants here as well, just off to the left. There's a lot of restaurants, so many restaurants. So welcome, my friend, wherever you're watching from. Totally appreciate you hopping on. Drop me a comment, give me a like, smash that like button. Let me know where you're watching from. If you have any questions or comments, spit them out. Don't be shy. It gets a little dark here in a couple spots, but it's not too terribly bad, and it doesn't last very long. I have brightened up the video a little bit. So I'm doing my live stream early today. Normally I'd be doing it at 7 o'clock tonight. So I wanted to get it out of the way now because we're going out at 6:30. And again, we're going out on the bikes. And we're going to go and celebrate the Day of the Dead and do some remembering and honoring of our past loved ones. Our loved ones that have passed. And our fur babies that have passed. They'll be honoring and celebrating their lives again this evening. So here we're on that busy street. Now to the left is the beach, just a block or two away. Not even, I think it's a block. 1 block away is the beach, depending where we are on this road. It's not terribly far. And there's a lot of resorts and that as well, beach clubs and hotels, condominiums, Airbnb places. So here is the blocked road. They always have a blocked off right here. So now we're in the busy area with all the kids and the families, everybody out trick or treating. So we walk through, well, we bike walk through here, and then we loop around and we go on the other side where it's a little bit darker, and then we head back to the square, and they have a bunch of festivities going on there. They have the stage all set up, and they do a lot of activities for the kids. So it's all about the kids. There's a play going on and dancing and singing and music, and it's just packed down here, packed with people. So this whole street here on both sides, as you can see, there's a lot of people. I do turn the volume on here a couple of times. I think at the square, I left the volume on a little bit. So just so you could hear what it was like. Here, there's really not much going on. People walking, and there's probably, a little bit of music from the restaurants. I'd get a copyright strike anyway, and I'd have to mute it out anyway. So that's what happens when you're living life in the real world on YouTube. So anytime there's music, you get a strike, and you either have to block it or it gets demonetized. So you make not even a penny off of it. This lady here, she just about broke her ankle. I'm like, oh, be careful. Don't break your ankle. That's how you break an ankle. We haven't eaten on any of these places down this way at all. So we got to try some of these places out here. They had a big display here. So all the kids were here. And I think maybe the candy was really good here. So there was a lot of kids there hanging out at that spot. So, and they had a really cool display set up. I do get a shot of it in an upcoming video. So there was just too many people there to get in there. So, and plus we were on our bike. So they had Halloween display set up there. So it thins out a little bit here because, like I say, everybody's back there at that one display, and then they're up ahead here at the restaurants getting free food. You can see a lot of kids walking around. So we'll go to the end, and then we'll loop back around. Pretty cool. It was pretty cool. We had a great time. It's nice to see all the kids out trick or treating. So they've adopted the Halloween, the candy here in Mexico. Was never really a thing. I think it's only become a thing in the last few years. I don't know how long it's been, but it hasn't been forever like back home, that's for sure. It's fairly new. They would celebrate Day of the Dead, not Halloween. But because in Mexico, everything is about the kids, so they have adopted the Halloween culture of the rest of North America. So how long it's been a thing, I'm not sure. If you happen to know, let me know, or hop on Google and see what Google has to say about it. I never did any research on it, but I do believe that it's fairly new. Hasn't been going on for decades or anything. I don't believe so anyway. And like I said, they go to businesses. They don't do the home thing, go to random people's homes. So, okay, so we're at the end here now. So we're right at the square. The square is just off to the left of us here. But we're going to loop around and go down the street on the other side now, and then we'll head over to the square. So we'll go down this street here and see what's going on down here. This side is a little bit quieter. It's not as busy as the other side. I don't know why that is. I think a lot of the restaurants are on the other side. There is some restaurants on this side, but not as many. Most are on the other side. There's little Jennifer just coming now, walking her bike. Look how big that bike is for her. It looks really big with her like that. She has her hands up, way up like this. Look like she's making. You making popcorn or something? You smell popcorn. Oh. So yeah, it gets a little bit dark here, but then it brightens up again. Doesn't last very long. You can see everybody's over on the other side. You got a few people walking down here. Kids running everywhere. There were some pretty cool costumes that we saw that night. There was a lot of costumes, a lot of people dressed up. You could tell like a lot of time and effort went into making some of these costumes that we saw. It was like, oh wow, like it wasn't. They just didn't throw on a mask and a pair of coveralls or like a lot of them went all out with the face painting, the hair, and different styles of masks with the lighting on it, and yeah, there was a lot of cool costumes. A lot of thought went into a lot of them. I seen little kids were dressed up as Ronald McDonald and some of the McDonald's characters. And there's not even a McDonald's anywhere near Puerto Morelos. In Cancun, there's a McDonald's or Playa del Carmen. But yeah, I seen some pretty unique costumes, very unique ones. Most definitely, it was pretty cool. They just get right into it. Overload, which is awesome. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. And a lot of the parents were dressed up too. I mean, obviously some weren't, but I would say the majority of them were either the mom or the dad or both were dressed up as well. Here, you don't have to worry about wearing your winter parka, your snowsuit, your long johns, your mittens, your toque. You can just wear your costume. I remember when I was a kid, sometimes it was so cold out, we were like in mittens and toques, and then your costume on over top of your mittens and toques and your parka, or you got your costume on under your parka because it's so bloody cold out, right? So here we're just waiting for Jennifer again, and I was kind of watching the kids over here to the left. I do turn the camera here right away. So I'm right at that same spot again where all the kids were gathering. So I stopped here and waited for Jennifer, and then I do turn the camera here pretty quick, I do believe. And then we carry on and we'll head over to the square and check out the festivities there. Now, I do take the camera off the bike for a few minutes over at the square and go out into the crowd and pan around for a little bit. And then we bike ride home. And then it's a cool bike ride back home. So this almost the same route. Obviously, we go down the highway and then we'll take a little bit of a different route. We do go past the square, but a little bit different. So, and we just go straight home. There wasn't much. And we went back to the colonial side past the square again. There really wasn't a lot going on. So we just booked her straight home after this. So I think we were out probably till 9:30. I think we headed back roughly 9 o'clock. We're back home by 9:30, something like that. It's only about a 15-minute bike ride, so maybe a little bit longer with the traffic and the volume of people, but roughly about a 15-minute to get from here back to our casa from the port side here. So we were just watching the festivities there, all the kids getting the candy from over there. They must have been giving out really good candy. Like I said, they did have a pretty cool Halloween display set up there, but it wasn't like, oh my God, let's all, I think it was the candy more than anything. They were giving out some pretty good candy over there, I think. So everybody was piling around there. So everybody was in a happy, friendly, excellent mood. Everybody was having fun. Very, very festive night. I was going to make this into a video, but I thought I would just do this for the live stream. So we could watch along together and see the whole thing versus cutting a bunch of it out and shortening it down. So this way you get to see the whole thing, and we'd watch it together during the live stream. I thought it'd be a little bit better. And if you're watching this after the live stream, be sure to drop a comment if you have any questions, comments, or anything. Let me know. I'll be happy to reply back to them all. So now we're at the end here again, right where the street was closed off, and we'll loop around and go back over to the other side here. Oh, we go down to the beach here for a second. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, we go to the beach here for a quick second. Again, I'm waiting for Jennifer. Oh, no. No, sorry, I lied. That was Saturday we went down to the beach. I had some sand or something get in my brakes the other day, and we went down to the beach with the bikes. I didn't go right down onto the beach. I just turned around, and some sand or something got in my brakes, was making a heck of a noise. So that was on Saturday, not Friday. Now here we go down to the, this is where the drone shot at the beginning of the video was, right here at the sign to the right. So the pier's in front of us, and then the tilted lighthouse to the left, the famous tilted lighthouse in Puerto Morelos. And they do have a proper lighthouse, but that's the original lighthouse. It looks like it's going to fall over. And they've just left it. So it's a landmark. So it's pretty cool anyway. Oh, there's the kid there with the McDonald's costume there. I was kind of admiring his costume. There was another one too. I don't know if he or she got in the shot there or not. I didn't point the camera right at them, but it was pretty cool. So here's the Puerto Morelos sign. So this is pretty much, you might as well say this is part of the square. We're in El Centro. This is where everything happens, right down here. The beach is literally right there to the left. The pier is just behind us. We just went by it, and now this is to the right. Everything is going on here. All the vendors are set up. Because of the holiday, Jennifer whips down to the end here, and she turns around, and then we head back up to the actual square, just to the right of us here. We ate at this restaurant here, right in front of us. It was pretty good. The Pelican, I believe it's called. So they got pelicans set up all along their statues. It was pretty good. Little bit. It was pretty expensive. It was very expensive, but the food was good though. I don't think I'd go back there too often. It's a little pricey, but nice spot. You're right downtown. The beach is right there. The water, So it's all boats there, but the beach is a little further down. So all the boats are parked all along here. People do go in there and swim. It's all stirred up though from the boats, but a lot of people swim there. But if you just go down a few yards, there's no boats, and it's all beach. So now we'll head over to the square here. We ate at this place here to the left. I made a short to that place there. Right there, that guy's barbecuing to the left. Oh my God, it was 3 tacos for 100 pesos. It was so good, man. Oh, we ended up eating 9 tacos. We ordered 6, and then they're not big, right? Like they're just small little tacos, right? So you see a lot of electric scooters bombing around and electric bikes here, lots, more than anywhere that I've ever been. They're very, very popular here. Those scooters, and then electric bikes, and electric mopeds and trikes and whatnot. So anyway, back to the tacos. We had 3. We had 3 chicken and 3 beef, and we shared it. And then Jen took I had 2 left on my plate, and she took the last one, and I'm like, what? Did I eat 3 already? She's like, yeah, you had 3. That one's mine. Like, well, I want more. So he ended up ordering 3 more tacos, and I ate 2 more, and Jen had 1. So I ended up eating 5 tacos. They were really good though. Yeah, I had 5. Jen had 4. So here we're in the square now, and there's vendors all around. A few food vendors, but not too many. Most of the food vendors are off to the right, and then it's all jewelry and stuff like that. Okay, so here I got the volume. You can hear the people. See the stage just over here to the right, the blue. And all the kids. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. This is a pretty nice area down here. Like this square is a lot nicer. It's bigger and it is nicer. So here I've got the camera off, walking around in the crowd, and they have, this is all for the kids. There's chairs all in front of the stage here.
Viene un show para los pequeños, así que no se alejen y disfrutemos de esto que la presidenta Blanca Merari ha preparado para nosotros.
A lot of gringos, a lot of locals, a lot of gringos. This guy here was pretty funny too. Jennifer's over there filing her nails.
You doing your nails?
They were annoying me. We're getting along.
You know you're old when.
I had a good chuckle over that. So that was it. I just wanted to give you a little taste of the sound there with all the crowd, all the people. And now we're going to hop on our bikes and head back. We hung around there for a little bit, watched them perform on stage. They had some dancing. It was all for little kids though, right? So that was fun though. Walked around and enjoyed some of the show. We didn't eat that day. We just went down and checked that out. I don't believe we ate anyway. It was yesterday we ate. So like I said, we went down again yesterday on our bikes and checked out the Day of the Dead because they had it all Friday. They had it all set up for Halloween stuff. And then yesterday it was all converted over to Day of the Dead. And like tonight it'll be the same. But we're going to go just to the colonial side. So they have bus tours going around to the altars on the colonial side. So we're going to go around to all the altars and show our respect for everybody's loved ones. So go around and check out all the altars and show respect for all of our loved ones that have passed and fur babies that have passed. So we're going to do that tonight, but just on the colonial side. We're not going to go to the port side. So here to the left is all the tourist trap stuff. And just further down is the grocery store, the big fancy Chitarawi. So this is a market here to the left. Really nice, like good stuff. And then the prices are actually pretty reasonable, really, considering. I mean, sure, you can buy high-end stuff, but they do have stuff that's plenty affordable. You know, like we were looking at stuff over there. It's not too terribly bad. Like I said, you got to watch, obviously, but it depends what you're looking for, right? But they have everything there you could ever think of and want for as far as souvenirs. So everything and anything is over there as far as souvenirs go pretty well. That's a fancy ice cream shop to the left there. So we're just looping around the square here now. So the square is off to the right. And the street that we went down where all the kids were and the restaurants is straight in front of us. But now we're going to exit to the left the way we didn't come in, which is the way we would normally come in here. And this building here, the Cultural Museum right in front of us, this was all decorated up now, or is now, for Day of the Dead. Like it's full to the right there of all. I made some shorts actually of that already. So, and I got a few more to drop from there, but it's totally transformed. It's just full of Day of the Dead stuff over there now. So it'll be like that again tonight. But oh, here I'm waiting for Jennifer again. Yes, sorry, I didn't cut this part out. I just left it for you, live, real, raw. I didn't cut this out. So yeah, like I said, it's all fully decorated all along there now to the right of us. So Jennifer's coming right away. I took off and she wasn't even on her bike yet. I thought she was behind me, but I got to remember it takes her an extra step or two to get going on her bike. So she was behind me, but she didn't have her bike turned on yet. So all right, so now we're off, going down this sidewalk. You see, there's people walking, slowed right down. And I always ring my little bell so I don't startle people, let them know I'm coming up behind them. I'm sure they hear me because with these tires on these bikes, these wide tires that we have, the fat tires, they're loud. Like you can hear those things, brrr, like they're super loud, and they're knobby too, right? So they're loud. Like even I can hear them, and I'm deaf. But they are super, super loud. So, but I always ring my bell when I'm coming up behind people, just warn them that, hey, someone's coming up behind you. So they don't step in front of me. So I don't need to be hitting anybody or running anybody over with my bike. And like I said, I slow right down when I go past people. You'll see, I'm not sure on here, but maybe we'll see someone will turn and look because I'm ringing my bell. And they'll be like, hey, what's that? Somebody's behind me ringing a bell. And it's just one of those little ding ding bells. Okay, so we've gone through the traffic circle here. I had turned my camera off there for a minute, so sorry about that. But you've seen the traffic circle going out. So now we're going to go back through the square again. Jennifer here, I don't know, she wants to go around all these cars here, and she's going to try to cut in front of everybody. But I stayed with the traffic. And then she stops up here and waits for me anyway. So there's a sidewalk there, and it's super busy. So I try to ride it like a motorbike or a car as much as possible, my bike, as much as possible. But I will split the traffic though, because they do it here. So, but I'm very cautious when I do it. So here I do go around because it's backed up pretty good here. So we'll just squeeze in the corner here, and then we'll cut through like all the motorbikes and everybody else does. And away we go. Thank God we're on a bike, not in a car. I usually go super slow when I do this, though. Super, super slow. But they're used to it here anyway, because all the motorbikes and everybody on a pedal bike, motorbike, scooter, whatever, if they fit, they're going. So we've adopted that mentality as well. If I fit, I'm going. I might be a little bit more cautious than some, though. I'm pretty cautious. So now we're just heading back home, just coming up to the square here again on the Colonial side. And then we'll loop around. We'll come to the intersection. We'll take a right. And we'll head on back. And you can see it's busy with traffic, but there's not a lot of, it's everybody coming home from the beach is what it is. It's people all coming back from the beach. There's not a lot of people down at the square. There's a few people, but not many. And nobody's really, I don't see anybody dressed up trick-or-treating or anything. You got businesses to the right, clothing shops. You got a restaurant there. I don't see any kids out trick-or-treating. They're all at the port side. And again, like last night when we were there, it was packed. Today, or Friday night was busy, and Saturday night was even busier. Last night was even busier on the port side. It was just packed down there. Packed, packed, packed. So many people. So again, I stop here, waiting for Jennifer. I left her behind in all that traffic. I didn't wait too terribly long for her, but I did cut that out. And now we're making our way back home, my friend. Tope, lots of topes. Got to slow down for those topes. And watch out for the cab drivers. Don't hit the cab drivers. You really got to be careful at the intersections. You got to have your head on a swivel and pay close attention when you're riding. You really got to be paying attention. I think having a motorbike license and driving for a lot of years professionally for the government, and then having my bike license has helped me out a great deal. Like I said, I had my bike license since I was 16, so I've driven lots of motorbikes, lots and lots of motorbikes. So, and then obviously a lot of biking, all my mountain biking adventures in the city, in Oaxaca, the big cities, you know, and Jalapa, Veracruz, all my mountain biking there. So it's really helped me out a great deal. You just got to pay attention. That's all. You got to pay attention. And like I said, slow down. You watch the brake lights, right? You know, check out every intersection. This street here is pretty quiet on this side. There's not a heck of a lot here. So coming up right here is the street. So if you go right here, it's going to take you to the Super Aki. And they're building a Pemex gas station right here to the right. You can see they got the chain link fence there. Get a glimpse of it there. So they're building a new gas station right there, which will be nice. It'll be off the highway. So there's 2 gas stations, I believe. And I think that's it. So there's one, and they're both in a busy area. Like the one is coming back from the beach on that single lane road coming back from the beach. And then there's another one just on the other side of the traffic circle on the off ramp on the right hand side that we drove past where Jennifer went through the parking lot there. So that one will be a very welcome addition, I think, inside a town and away from the busy street. So I'll be glad when that one's built. And hopefully it's not like the one in the Yucatan in Chicxulub that took them 4 years to build it. Just about. It was crazy how long it took to build that one. Absolutely crazy. Chicxulub or Progreso. I think it was right in Chicxulub. Maybe it was in Progreso, but whatever. The 2 towns are connected. So, but it took a lot of years to build that one. So hopefully it doesn't take years and years like that one over there did. It was quite a while before they had that thing open. We had actually, when we got there, and they were building it, and 2.5 years later, when we moved, it wasn't even finished. It wasn't until we went back to visit 4 years later that it was finished. So whether it took them 2.5, 3 years to get it built, I'm not sure, but it was over 2 years anyway. I don't know what the holdup was, but man, it took them a long time to get that one finished. So hopefully this one will be faster. And I'm sure there'll be an OXXO station or some type of convenience store added in there. I'm glad that where we live that there is no convenience store, because sometimes it's just too convenient to go and grab junk food, Coca-Cola or a bag of chips, right? So there's nowhere near our house to go and buy any of that stuff. We'd have to, you know, go quite a few blocks away to get anything. But they are building something over there eventually too, though. These people are just heading into town with the kids, looks like. I just stop here and I just check, make sure Jennifer's still coming behind me, and she is. She's right there. And then we head back home. We're just about home now, my friend. Hold on. Thank you for joining me today on this live stream here in Puerto Morelos. Like I said, I did it early because I'm going out tonight again, living life on the wild side. Been gone out every night this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and going out again tonight in a couple of hours. It's almost 5 o'clock. So normally I do my live stream at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now that's what we're on right now, since we're here in the Cancun time zone and they do the time change here. So I hope you enjoyed the bike ride, the Halloween bike ride from our casa right over to the beach and then the colonial side and back home. And again, we wait for Jennifer in the dark, make sure she's coming, and there she is with her light flash, and it brightens up here pretty quick, guys. 5 more seconds, and she'll be bright. No street lights along this part until you get up to the gated communities here, which is right here. We're back in the jungle here where we're living, so we are literally in the jungle with the monkeys and the snakes and the tarantulas and the lizards. Somebody seen a snake just the other day, and we see monkeys all the time. There's monkeys living right in our gated community, a whole whack of them. There's got to be at least 5 or 6 of them living in there. And I'm sure there's more back in the jungle, not too far away. So this is part of our complex that we're in. So this is phase 2 to the right. This is the newer area to the right here. And there's a lot of empty units over there, lots. So to the right is the new area, and now this is phase 1 here where we are. Now there is homes all along here to the left that aren't in the gated community, but they do have access to the pool, and they are part of our complex. They're just not behind the gated community. And there's the garbage can right there that we stopped at when we were leaving the Pravada. Now here is the gated community again. It's quite large, as you can see. It's quite big. It's a very big area, very, very big. So, and here's we passed the gate at the beginning there. There was one on the left and one on the right. Now here's another one right here. There's a gated area there that you enter, and again you got all these little tiny houses all on the outside of the gated area. So, but we are in a gated area where we live, and our house, we're at the very end. This is a dead end street. There's nothing back here. Nothing back here but jungle. There's one more street beyond ours, which is straight ahead to the left, and that's it. And if it wasn't dark out, you'd be able to see. Now, the guy opened the gate already because he heard the bikes coming. Like I say, those tires just howl. They howl down the road here. So they're pretty cool. So that's it. Now this is a dead end street as well. So there's a trail up here. Just, no, it takes about 5 minutes to walk to the pool. There's a little trail you can cut across and go into the other gated area and walk over to the pool and have access to the clubhouse and all that good stuff. So we have palm trees on both sides of our car, little wee tiny baby palm trees that our car parks in between, and our driveway's right there to the left. So the houses are connected, as you can see. They're butted up against each other like row houses all the way down. And they're all single-story homes, too. There's no double stories. You can get up on the roof with a ladder, but there's a guy that has a place further down, and he did build a little outdoor area on top of his roof. So he's got a palapa up there and everything. So probably has a bar, kitchen, whatever. So kind of cool. Our roof is filled with solar panels, so you're not putting nothing up there. The Tanaka, the water tank is up there, and then our water pump, and I believe he's got like 8 or 9 solar panels. It's right full of solar panels up there. So that's it, my friend. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciated it. We're just getting ready to go. I believe that's it. That's it, my friend. That's it. So, hope you enjoyed the little tour. Hey, there's Magic Crate. Hopped on just in time. I'm going to log out. Thanks for commenting and hopping on. Really appreciate it. Been rambling on here for 1 hour. Better late than never. So we're going to call her a night, though. I'm going to go head out. I'm in my nice peach shirt. Jen says it's pink. I'm going to say it's peach. But I got matching pants on. I got my church clothes on. We did go to church today. So we're going to head out here pretty quick on our bikes. They're actually charging right now. 5 o'clock. Well, another hour and a half. We're going to head out. So hope you enjoyed the bike ride. If you missed it, rewind, go back, check it out. If not, you can always put it on ×2 and speed watch it, or ×3. So you can check out the bike ride, nighttime bike ride here in Puerto Morelos from our casa to the beach and back, and all the Halloween festivities with all the kids. Absolutely. Thanks again, Magic Crate. God bless you and your family, my friend. Take care. Adios. And as always, be kind to one another. Peace, guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll stop shaking the table. Take care, my friend. God bless. Time to go out and live life again.